Hello everyone, welcome to Code and Career. So this is your mentor Shubham Dubey, and for today's session in HTML, we will be discussing about the HTML attributes. So basically, we have seen the HTML tags where we put the tags, then the main content beside it, and the closing tag, and this complete setup was known as HTML element. So today, if we want something specific to be done with the element, what we could do, we could use the attribute part. So how it works, we would just see in our session. So let's understand. Basically, every HTML tag can be modified with the attributes. Think of attributes as extra information you give to an element to change how it behaves or appear. For an example, I just will give you a very small briefing. For an example, we took a paragraph, and in the paragraph part, what we did in the paragraph part, we are, for an example, writing something. Okay, so this is the thing. But now I want a little modification, and modification would be what? I want some style that color of my paragraph should be red and font size should be 24. Fine. So this thing I want. Okay, just check it whether it is working or not. So here you can see that this is in red color. Otherwise, normally it was appearing in a black color, which was the standard color. So these are special words. I put some special words and it does its work. Attributes are placed inside elements opening tag. See, I put it inside this P opening tag. Fine. In the style part, I want to do something styling. That's why I put it there. So all attributes are made up of two parts. First of all, it would be a name or something, and second would be a value. For an example, here I put the name as style, and the value is that color, font size, whatever. So I wanted to change. So for an example, name. Now in the name, for an example, again see paragraph element and attribute is given align. How you need to align? For an example, right, left or center. How specifically you want to align it? Fine. Value should be left, right, center. So as also shown in the example, we will just move with this example only. Tag name attribute is equals to value, tag name closed. Fine. So I will show you something in nature so that at least you may understand. Fine. Now, in the, for an example, H1, hello world. Fine. Now, if we see here, H1, hello world would be generated. But what I want text to be in the center. So I would simply write a line. Actually, it would come in the style, again style, and in that align, or we could simply write text align in the center. Fine. Now just saving and checking, is it working or not? So here you can see that yes, this hello world came at the center of the universe, not at the universe center, but at the center of this amazing website which we are building. Fine. Now the rules and characteristics. What are the rules required for doing it? See, attributes are first of all optional to provide additional information. It is up to you. So you have the name and the value pairs which is required. For some of the attributes even do not require any value. If they are not requiring any value, it is known as the Boolean attributes. If they are requiring, you need to give the name and the value pairs. For an example, if they are not requiring, you need to just give the name and the Boolean parameters work. An HTML element can have multiple attributes and they should be separated by spaces. Fine. See, multiple attributes are provided here. For an example, color red, then a space. So multiple attributes you can give here. Attributes should always be written with the opening tag. This is the IMP thing here. Please mark it. Please, it is very important. Attribute would only be written in the opening tag so that it works on the parameter. Fine. All HTML elements can have attributes except a few, like head. In head, you can't add attribute. In title, in script, because these are a fixed things. For example, script means JavaScript, fine, or any other TypeScript or something you want to add. So it is not possible. Now examples are also given. I have already shown you a few examples. For an example, this title, here the attribute is not added, but anchor tag. Here this href is added. For an example, you want to put a website of CodeNCareer. So this is this anchor tag which generates the URL kind of things where you can redirect yourself. Fine. So core attributes, every element can use. Four core attributes can be used. First is the ID attribute. ID attribute means this is mainly unique in nature. Fine. So ID is unique. For an example, if you are in a school, every one of you are having an ID. School, oblique, office, oblique, college. Fine. Anyone is having unique ID. So for an example, there are these three boxes. They all have this unique ID in nature, fine, but they could be in a same class. So just remember about these two things, that first one is the ID and another one is the class. So if an element carries an ID attribute as a unique identifier, it is possible to identify just that element and its content. If you have two elements of the same name within a web page or style sheet, you can use the ID attribute to distinguish between elements that have the same name. If you want something different in the elements, you can give the ID attribute so that they may sound different. Because see, all these boxes are same, but for an example, if you want to differ with the color of them, you can use the ID attribute. Fine. So for an example, here this example is given PID HTML, PID CSS. Fine. So two IDs are made here. I would just show you that how it works and along with a shortcut. So for an example, P and hashtag. For an example, HTML, I write any name you can write. So HTML is the name. So PID HTML. This is a HTML page. Fine. Similarly, for P CSS, if I want to create P hashtag CSS and see it is built. This is a CSS page. Fine. Both are different in nature. See, both are different in nature when we regenerate them. So it is looking like this. But what did I want? So for an example, I am giving just this style tag in the HTML only, not going anywhere. HTML color should be red and CSS colors ID. See, both are different IDs, so I am working on them. Right now, don't confuse yourself. Just understand that I am doing something. See, now the color is red for HTML ID and color is blue for the CSS ID. So hopefully you understand it, that the title attribute. Title attribute is basically this attribute will depend upon the element that carries it, although it is often displayed as a tooltip. For an example, if this is something and when you take your mouse on it, something would be written there. Fine. So this is also the ID title attribute. Fine. How we will show with an example. So for an example, P paragraph tag, and in paragraph tag in the opening part, I am giving title, hello everyone. Fine. And in the element part, content part, I will be writing the good person. Okay. So this would happen, and when we save it, just see it how it would work. So when I am hovering over it, see what it is written. hello everyone. You can see a small box generated. So this is basically the title attribute. Similarly, there is a class attribute. Class attribute actually is common in nature. In class, it can be class 1, class 2, class 3. It works similarly like ID attribute. That's why I'm not showing it separately. Next one is the style attribute. What does the style attribute works? The style attribute allows you to write inline CSS rules for an element. See, if for an example, this title and again space style. See, when this style is generated, what I want, for an example, I want color to be blue and or this much is sufficient. Fine, just checking it. So see, style works directly. See, now the color is blue. Going over it, hello everyone. So title is also generated, style is also generated. Now, talking about the next thing, that is internationalization attributes. Internationalization attributes, there are three internationalization attributes which are available for most, although not all XHTML elements. First one is the direct dir, which shows about the direction in which the text flows. The dir attribute can take one of two values, as you can see in the table that follows. LTR means left to right. RTL means right to left. Fine. So we would take something, mm, for an example, space dir is equals to RTL. Fine. And just checking if anything is working in this function or not. So see, from right to left it is started. Fine. Left to right it was a default, but right to left it is started. Fine. So this is how it works. HTML dir RTL. You can directly save it at the top also, but I am not saving it. I am saving it individually for particular thing. The language attribute. Language attribute is particularly which language do you want. It is used to indicate the main language used in a document, but this attribute was kept in HTML only for backward compatibilities with earlier version. Now already ISO 639 languages are registered standard two character language codes. Fine. So basically, for an example, HTML lang, this word, this is what EN. EN signifies English. Here, different things also you can add. So there are just two words. Fine. This is two character language codes, whichsoever specific you want. Now there are Boolean attributes. Boolean attributes, that means there would be only a name of attribute and no value. It would work without value. It represents true or false values and do not require any value with the attribute. To set the true value, you need to write the attribute's name, and set it to false, the attribute should be omitted together. For an example, disabled, read only, required, inert, autocomplete. So there are these few things. For an example of required attribute. So we will create a form. In form, there is something that should be required. So I am thinking this is actually a complicated version. Fine. So complicated version we should not go right now, because we need to create a form and then it would be difficult for you to understand. So right now I am not going on it. Now next are the XML language attributes. Again, the ISO 639 supported languages or the country codes of them is supportive here. Next one is the generic attributes. Generic attributes like align. This is the chart which you need to remember, right, left, center. So you will do the alignment. If you want to vertical align, top, middle, bottom, wheresoever you want. If you want to change the BG color, the background color, you can change it directly. Background, if you are adding some URL, it would add a background image. Fine. Similarly, ID. ID is also user defined. Whatsoever you are giving it as a name, then the class we have already seen. Width. For an example, I want to increase the width like this, or the height. I want to increase the height like this. Title. It is a pop-up kind of generation. Already you have seen. For an example, this one. This is the title case. Then href. Href means to refer a particular link or reference. SRC, it is, always remember it as source. Fine. SRC means specifies the source file for media elements. For an example, image tag I was using. So I was taking an image from somewhere into my computer. You also need to do the same thing. Now, best practices for using HTML attributes. First, always write the values in quotes. See, href, this is the attribute. In double inverted, we are writing the thing. This is a good practice. What could be a bad practice? Not using the double inverteds. Fine. Then, using the lower case. HTML is insensitive, but the good practice is to write HTML attribute in lowercase. It sounds a decent and a good manner. Fine, nothing more than that. Actually, your code will be looking kind of good. So use of single and double quotes together. For an example, if you are writing, we are known for double inverted, simple, easy learning. So for an example, if I am pasting the same thing for your ease, because already time is running, and I have also got the message from people that you guys are quite good when it comes to a 15-minute videos. You can't see more than that. That's why I'm keeping the limit like that only. So not making it too long. See, CodeNCareer, we are known for simple, easy learning. So here, this is our brand name. Please do like, subscribe, and also share with your friends. This is a small promotion, and with the promotion, the chapters also comes to an end. So we'll meet at the next session. Till then, take care and have a nice day.